Let me ask you a question most people avoid because the answer hurts. Why do some people cry only when no one is watching? Not because they're weak, not because they're dramatic, but because their soul learned something the hard way. People listen, but they rarely understand. Carl Jung said the deepest wounds are the ones we protect the most, and people who cry alone carry a kind of pain that doesn't fit inside conversations. They don't break down in front of others because they were trained by life, by trauma, by disappointment. That vulnerability is a luxury they were never allowed to have. And if you stay till the end of this video, you'll understand the exact psychology behind these souls, why they hide their tears, why their silence is louder than their words, and why the world has no idea how strong they truly are. There's a pattern Jung discovered. Those who grow up comforting others learn to swallow their own sorrow. People who cry alone were often the children who didn't want to cause trouble, the ones who stayed quiet during arguments, who hid their fear to protect someone else, who learned to soothe adults instead of being soothed. And little by little, their emotional needs slipped into the shadows. Tears were wiped quickly, pain was minimized, needs were buried, not because they didn't feel, but because feeling openly wasn't safe. Jung said that when a child cannot express pain, the psyche builds a private room for it, a room no one else enters, a room they'll return to for the rest of their lives. That room is where they still cry today. People who cry alone don't collapse publicly. They collapse quietly, in the shower, in the car, in the bathroom with the water running, on the floor of their room after everyone is asleep. They don't hide because they fear judgment. They hide because they don't want their pain to become someone else's burden. They think, I don't want to worry anyone. My problems don't matter. Everyone has their own struggles. But Jung warned, this is the tragedy of the strong. They bleed in silence because they've forgotten how to ask for help. They've been the anchor for so long that they don't know how to let someone hold them. They're the ones who say, I'm fine, while their soul is begging for one person to look into their eyes and say, no. Tell me the truth. Here's the part most people miss. Those who cry alone feel more than others. Their sensitivity isn't weakness, it's hyper-awareness. They notice tone changes, energy shifts, unspoken tension, hidden intentions. Jung believed that emotional pain sharpens perception. These individuals have hearts like seismographs. They feel earthquakes before anyone else senses the ground move. That's why they cry alone. They don't explode at others. They don't lash out. They internalize everything. Pain doesn't make them cruel. It makes them understanding. And empathy this deep is heavy to carry. They cry alone because they've spent their entire lives feeling what others don't even see. There's a truth that people who cry alone carry silently, a truth that would break most hearts if spoken out loud. They've been strong for too long, not strong in a heroic way, strong in the quiet, exhausting, soul-crushing way that comes from being the one everyone leans on, but having no one to lean on themselves. They're the friend who always listens, the sibling who keeps the family together, the co-worker who absorbs tension, the partner who forgives too much, and society praises them for this. You're so mature. You're so composed. You always handle everything so well. But Jung said, the most dangerous compliment is the one that rewards self-neglect. These people learned early that the world loves them more when they suffer quietly, so they carry everything: their own pain, other people's pain, memories that still sting, responsibilities that aren't theirs, emotions they never release. And when the weight becomes unbearable, they don't break publicly. They crack in silence, one tear at a time, hoping the world never realizes how much they were holding on their back. This is why their tears are sacred. They're not just sadness. They're release. They're survival. They're the only moment the mask finally slips. There's a reason these people cry alone, and it's not because they don't trust anyone. They do. They just don't trust anyone to understand. Jung believed loneliness doesn't come from the absence of people. It comes from the absence of understanding. People who cry alone have felt misunderstood so many times that eventually, silence became easier than explanation. They learn that when they open up, they get minimized. It's not that big of a deal. Redirected, you'll be fine. Compared, others have it worse. Dismissed, just be positive. So they stopped explaining pain to those who weren't built to hold it. And slowly, loneliness became familiar, not comforting, but predictable. Alone, their emotions don't get interrupted. Alone, their truth doesn't get debated. There's something tragically beautiful about the way their loneliness becomes a home, a quiet room where they are finally allowed to feel without being misread. This is the part people will never believe. Those who cry alone are often the psychologically strongest individuals you will ever meet. Why? Because they face their darkness directly, without distraction, without escape. They don't numb their pain with noise. They don't run from it through people. They don't hide it behind fake positivity. They sit with their shadows until the shadows speak. Jung said the most evolved souls are the ones who confront their wounds instead of projecting them onto others. People who cry alone don't hurt others to ease their pain. They hurt inward, too inward. Their tears aren't weakness. They're courage, their self-awareness, their emotional processing, their psychological housekeeping. And when they rise after a night of silent crying, they rise clearer, lighter, sharper, more self-aware than people who never face their feelings at all. Their tears don't break them. Their tears purify them. Here's the truth Jung would whisper to anyone who cries alone in the dark. You are not broken. You are cleansing. You are becoming. Crying alone is not the sign of a weak person. It's the sign of someone who refuses to let their pain turn into bitterness. It's the sign of someone who still feels deeply, still hopes quietly, still loves fiercely, even after everything. And there comes a moment, slow, gentle, almost unnoticed, when the tears change. They stop coming from despair and start coming from release, from clarity, from acceptance, from self-love rediscovered. One day you wake up and the things that once broke you don't hold the same power. The memories don't sting the same way. The emptiness doesn't feel as cold. Because somewhere along the way, your tears washed away the version of you that was still living in old wounds. And what remains is quieter, softer, lighter, more alive. So if you cry alone, don't hide it from yourself anymore. Your tears are not a flaw. They are your evolution, your healing, your rebirth. And the world has no idea how strong you truly are. But you do, or you will, very soon.